Back in Week 4, the Cowboys won a thriller in their previous game against the Eagles. Can Philadelphia avoid the sweep? The answer comes your way next.
Opened back in 2003. Have a look at the link. Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins. Brandon Gaudin alongside, as always. Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
A first down throw for Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. And, Charles, you see the numbers for Amari Cooper last week. Well up over 100 yards, and one of those catches found his way into the end zone.
I do think he'll be hard-pressed to duplicate those numbers this week, though, because he's gotten their attention, so they will double him on every snap at a minimum. In some cases, they'll triple him.
They'll run the option on third and short yardage. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Well, these two teams, you might remember, met earlier in the year in Arlington with the Cowboys winning that ball game. So they're trying to win here in Philadelphia to capture the season series. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And a lot of talent on this Eagle defense, and you've seen it on these last 2 plays, both losses. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. The give is to Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? But if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. Might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 28.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
Off the play fake, Prescott. And that's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. To throw is Prescott. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And a glance at the man under center at 6'5". He always demands attention.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Throwing on first down. Wallace, open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. On 3rd down, Wallace. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the first down.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Wallace. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
To throw on 3rd down. Wallace. And that is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And the division title, that's out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
Barton is not out of the question, especially with the 7 seeds that they have now in the playoffs. If you do win and the other wild card teams win in the first round, you could find yourself with a home game in the divisional round. Now, we know that's not likely, but it's not out of the question. Bottom line, you have to win to put yourself in that position.
On 2nd and 10, Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. A give to Elliott. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
That's tough to play zone defense where they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards it.
Let's go.
The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things. But winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
We're scoreless after 1. Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Wallace. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. Pushes him over. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. On 1st down, Wallace. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Terry McLaurin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles on just 2 plays have taken the lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they started to execute it, and they started to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was... Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Here's Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd going to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
On is the punter Charlton now as he's able to get this one away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. A big play there for Philly.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now a carry for Sanders. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Wallace. Throw right side. Caught by Goddard, the tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. That's about as good as a linebacker can diagnose that play, isn't it?
It certainly is, and what he did really well is that while he was diagnosing, he got his feet in motion without actually going anywhere and taking a false step that he had to make up later. He read it, got his feet in motion, and then he just took off and made the play.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Prescott's throw here taken in by Parker. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Let's go! Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long. Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott. That is incomplete. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've had good success. 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Back to throw. Wallace. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Wallace airing it out deep for Smith. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Eagles. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And you'd think on third down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks, and I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. On second down, Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to convert on third and short yardage with a gain of 4. Prescott looks to throw on first. Pass incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. On third down, it's Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And here's Joseph Charlton now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally. And
this time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Following the interception, here's Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's Prescott. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The kick by Elliott is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he's been effective, and they're winning, so it makes it a little easier to put a montage together.
It really does, doesn't it? because we can see him throwing it really well. But how about everything else that's going on? Protection has been excellent. And, of course, the guys catching the ball have provided some highlight reels themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always just one man. He's been good, but you got the guys catching the ball, too.
Yeah, you name it. It's all coming together for them. What they call that synergy. Everything working together really well. And right now, he's the focal point of it.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. On 1st and 10, Wallace. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL.
Well, that came a little abruptly here. So working on my Apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the third quarter now. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, Wallace. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed on that route. He's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Mike 42, check, Mike 42.
Looking to throw. Wallace slings this deep from McLaurin. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way down to the 5. A big play there for Philly. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football, and this is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
A lot can go wrong when when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Wallace. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. Keanu Neal with a safety blitz for the sack. The kick by Bass is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Prescott on 1st down. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, we saw that he had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Prescott. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 23. So still no touchdowns allowed by this defense. They get the interception there. CD, they have been rock solid.
And at this point, I think they have to expect that they're going to see some shots taken down the field. And that was almost a desperation throw right there, just kind of hoping something good can happen, a completion, a pass interference. But this was anticipated well, and they came up with the INT.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yeah,
run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The throw over the middle taken in. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
They get the former number 6 overall pick, Quentin Nelson, out of Notre Dame that time. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. To throw on second down. Wallace. He'll drop this underneath for Gainwell.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he's watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal.
And the Cowboys are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. To try again after the sack. Prescott to the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And right side, they're going to go option here. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down. From the gun, Wallace.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. 1st down, Prescott. And throw right side complete to Parker. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Prescott from the gun. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down, and that's what he just did.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10, Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from the first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Ezekiel Elliott not able to get it past the marker. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they hope to polish things off. And what a run they are on as they try to turn a 6-game win streak into a 7-game win streak. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Wallace. Looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Wallace. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Wallace. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 25-yard line.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game. He's moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like, that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Another run here with Sanders. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys 16. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It could pop big. In this case, it didn't.
So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
He'll get this out wide here to Elliott.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Prescott to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Parker. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. And again, it's Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw taken in by Cooper here.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A 1st down throw for Prescott. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott.
He'll get this to Elliott.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And he will find his man on the outside.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Prescott. He gets it into the arms of Parker, complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. To throw is Prescott. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Call that a loss of the yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Throwing, Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So that one will be accepted. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles defense able to hold. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.